I'm Nathan Judo. I'm here with Wolves reporter Tim Spiers. Wolves 0, Brighton 2. Tim, good luck picking a man of the match.
Oh yeah, I didn't think of that. Yeah,
Wasn't great, was it?
the scoreline flattered Wolves. I thought. I mean, if you look at the shots and the possession, there actually isn't much difference between the teams. But that just kind of shows you can't go on stats to see who ran a game and how the game unfolded. Because if you watch that, Brighton were in control, even at 1-0. I thought it was game over at 1-0. To be honest, in the second half, Wolves, a couple of chances, that was it.
Didn't look like scoring, did they?
No, one great chance for Cody. That was about it, really. None of the strikers or front players that looked like scoring. Lack of inspiration going forward, and Brighton, you can see why they're going up.
I mean, they just kept the ball so well, didn't they? I mean, they just showed really Wolves what they've got to get to, the level they've got to get to if they're going to do that next year or the year after.
It's more, I think, it's more about how well drilled they were without the ball. They're so hard to play through. I mean, you wouldn't exactly call them a defensive team, but even Knockaert, they've got 4 in midfield. Kind of rigid 4-4-2, but Knockaert and Solly March as well on the other wing. They're so disciplined in defensive as well. So really hard for Wolves to play through, and they're quite blistering on the counters. That Knockaert's got that kind of X factor that Wolves were missing today, because their X factor was sat in the stands. So yeah, Brighton deserved winners, and they were probably in second, third gear. If they move up a couple of gears, they could have given them a bit of a thrashing.
I was about to say that. I don't think Brighton played particularly well today, which is the concerning thing, really, isn't it?
Well, they would probably have been happy with the points because they're so close to going up, and a defeat would have been kind of set the alarm bells ringing for Brighton. So they would have been happy with the points. So yeah, they were kind of coasting, really. But Wolves, they've got little to play for, and it's just such a shame, because after what happened to Bristol City, you did expect a reaction today. And the first 10 minutes actually started really well and really positive and on the front foot, and you thought, they're going to give them a good game here. And then all of a sudden they just stopped, and they were so passive, and the tempo was so slow. And Brighton, their game management was superb, and Wolves don't really do game management yet, I'm afraid, and they haven't got the nous or the experience to change the way the game is going, and that's how it proved.
They just wanted to coast into half time, basically, didn't they? But they were caught by the sucker punch. I mean, it shouldn't have been a goal, really. Andy Lonergan's got to do better there.
Courtney Hawes is more at fault for me.
Really?
He's misjudged the bounce of the ball, just a simple goal kick or a kick forward from the keeper. It's been misjudged, and then Lonergan's beaten at his near post. He's got a good hand to it, and he's got to keep that out. Both at fault, and Lambert's had a bit of a go at them for all the errors that they're making, and that was what was so disappointing, because both of Brighton's goals kind of came from errors, but also their chances as well. And I thought Wolves really contributed to their own downfall by being sloppy, half a yard off the pace. I mean, just after their goal, Cody heads it straight. Cody wasn't the worst player today by any means, but headed it straight at their player. Should have been 2-0.
The last person you want to see going over the ball into, do you know what I mean? Back post, free header.
Oh well, the chance exactly. Yeah. It was a shame it fell to him. You wanted that. Bob Larson, I suppose, would be your best bet. But yeah, not too many positives today.
Carl Akimi missed, didn't he, as well? I mean, you've got Costa, obviously. You're out at the front, but the back
he's
as
just
well.
More
He's
of
so
a commanding
important.
presence.
Absolutely.
You feel like there's always a gap in Lonergan, I'm afraid, and there was a cross in the second half which he kind of
flapping out.
Kind of flailed at. He's made a couple of mistakes that have led to goals since he's come back into the team, and he's got to book his ideas up, because Akimi's not.
I hope Burgoyne's done great as well this year, hasn't he?
Yeah. I'm not sure if he's ready yet, but Akimi's probably not going to play 46 games a season. He does tend to be a little bit injury prone, so you need your number 2 to be
dependable,
like when Kuszczak came in a couple of seasons ago, and you didn't really notice much of a difference in quality. So yeah, Lonergan's got to book his ideas up, or he may be off in the summer.
A couple of good bits of news though. Donovan Wilson coming on, which is nice. Nice to see him.
Yeah,
we've done really well for the 23s.
Yeah, and you've got to say that for Lambert. If you play well for the 23s, you get your chance. Bright, Conor Ronan, Morgan Gibbs-White, Aaron Burgoyne, and Wilson, who got his debut against Chelsea recently. But yeah, he scored 9 in 10 for the 23s, and lo and behold, he gets his chance.
Yeah.
And there were a few changes today, but the team selected didn't really come off. I thought Sace started well, and he was poor after that, to be honest. He gave away a lot of sloppy passes. Sloppy passes? It's been a long time. He's just so passive.
Well, I think a lot of them were today, weren't
He
they?
kind
to be
of
fair?
oozes class at times. And
Yeah, it's frustrating to
he
watch.
started the game
sometimes.
really
Yeah,
well,
yeah, yeah.
positive intent, getting the ball forward, and then gives them a chance with an awful pass, and which they hit the bar.
Hit the bar from, yeah.
And
Scored,
the last game he started, he did that against Rotherham, and that's one of the reasons why he's been out of the team, because he's got a loose pass in him, which is frustrating, and that's where Wolves lost the game today in midfield. But Dale Stevens was absolutely superb for Brighton, and Sidwell as well, with the experience that he's got. Edwards and Sace just not in that class, I'm afraid.
I mean, Wolves need a knockout, don't they, really? Because you show the confidence that he's got. I mean, okay, we didn't take his chances. They weren't the most cleanest of hits, but at the same time, I mean, when you're scoring, you're scoring.
Well, Costa's that man. It just shows you if they do get rid of Costa this summer, if he does move on, then yeah, they're in a bit of trouble because.
Well, that's what the fans were saying. They're saying, look, we're miles behind Brighton here now, and it's not just one or two players. It's 5, 6, 7 players.
I wouldn't say miles, and I think Brighton came here full of confidence. They know how to win games. They're on a roll. Wolves have been there. You know, when you're top of the league, you feel like you're going to win every game. Wolves have got little to play for. And I think it's kind of that 5-10% in each box really, which was the real difference. I don't think Wolves are a huge amount off. I think today's game wasn't. Wolves didn't do themselves justice today. You could say if Wolves did themselves justice today, then they could have given Brighton a hell of a game, but they didn't. They lack consistency. They lack experience all over the pitch, and they do lack quality. I think we're looking at 3 or 4 key first team additions in the summer.
Look, they want the season to end. We want the season to end. We want to go on holiday, don't we?
We all do, yeah.
We all want to go. But the fact is that it's not just 1 or 2 games left. They've got quite a few games left, and they can't just peter out. And the Bristol City, this game, it's worrying. They've got to go to Leeds now on Monday. I mean, these are difficult.
They've got to be a little bit careful.
A little bit, yeah. I was going to say, I was looking at the table there. It's not completely over.
It happens every year that teams in trouble pick up surprise results. You see it every year. Sunderland always go and beat someone ridiculous, don't they, in the Premier League? You see it every year, and lo and behold, Bristol City looked condemned. They've won 2 in a bounce. Blackburn have won today away at Forest.
I think Burton played Birmingham, which is a huge game for both teams.
Ironically, the one team I can't see overtaking Wolves is Blues.
Yeah,
I know. Absolutely dreadful. Yeah. Much to the delight of the Wolves fans. Yeah. But yeah, they have got to be a bit careful because it's 8 points, and Wolves can win 5 in a row. So can everyone else around them. And you can see Wolves losing 5 in a row as well.
Oh, don't say that. So don't want to go one of them again.
I've got to be careful because Leeds away on Monday, very tough game, and then it's Blackburn. And you do not want that to become anywhere approaching a really important game at Molineux because Wolves don't do important games at Molineux very well.
No, they don't.
They don't do many games at Molineux very well. So yeah, they've got to be a little bit careful. They need to get over the line and then start what's a huge. As the man Paul Lambert said himself, an absolutely huge summer.
Are we expecting something like an Ipswich kind of a side to go to Leeds? Is it going to be a completely different, 4, 5, 6, 7 rested? Or is it going to go for a 0-0 really?
I think he'll have to make. He will make some changes.
Yeah.
What we saw.
See you later, guys. See you later, Rob. It's Rob Edwards there.
Just making an appearance on having
It's okay.
I mean, Danny Bart looked like he was carrying a knock after. I thought he was going to come off at one point.
Yeah,
he took a knock today, so we'll see how he comes through.
So maybe a Mike Williamson appearance or something like that.
Maybe, and would bring that experience that maybe they've been missing, especially since they're making so many errors at the back. Costa is not ruled out. He's touch and go, so we'll see.
Jack Price been
who
nowhere.
Else have you got? Jack Price. I mean, I'd have started him today, to be honest. Lee Evans
needs give him a break.
Deserves to be maybe taken out of the firing line for this one. But say.
Dicko, you probably think to come back in.
So, and who else they got? Gibbs White. I mean, not a huge amount of options really.
No, there's not loads.
The players that they've got that you want to come in at this point would be Graham, would be Zyro, would be Mason. You'd want Ikemi to come back. You'd want Conor Ronan to play.
Yeah.
They're not available at the moment. So it's all about getting 3 points and getting to the end of this bloody season. Yeah,
let's get there quickly. Wolves 0, Brighton 2 will be at Ellen Road on Monday. See you later.